Warriors winger Ken Maumalo has been ruled out of Sunday's clash against the Broncos with a knee injury, but coach Stephen Kearney has refrained from making wholesale changes after last week's horror show in Penrith. Maumalo suffered the injury, which is still being assessed, during the 36-4 rout to a depleted Panther side, which has seen the Warriors fall to 8th place. Gerard Beale has taken his spot on the left wing, while Joe Vuna and Anthony Gelling have been brought onto the bench in the only other changes for the trip to Brisbane. Peter Hiku has been retained at right centre despite being pulled from the field in the second half against the Panthers after a particularly poor defensive display, but as bad as the result was, Kearney insisted now was not the time to panic with the Warriors still just 4 points out of first place. As much as I know you would all like to catastrophize it, it's not the end of the world, the coach said at the club's weekly media session on Tuesday. We had individuals who were part of Friday night who didn't perform well, who have also been part of the team over the last 16 weeks, who have put us in the position where we are. I always remind myself of that. I'm not one for putting up with poor performances, but I've got to take into account other issues and the big picture and do what's best for the footy team. While Hiku has formed a lethal combination with winger David Fusilier on attack, it is not the first time his defence has come under question this year. But the Kiwis international was coming off a hectic couple of weeks, having backed up against the Sharks last week, just 2 days after arriving home from the Denver Test against England. And Kearney felt the heavy workload may have caught up with him. When you see one performance, there's a lot of things you need to take into account, he said. I'm not saying how much percentage, but I'm pretty sure that it's had a bit of an impact. Meanwhile, Beale is set to make his 6th start of the season after coming off the bench last week. Gelling has replaced him on the interchange with Vuna, whose only previous NRL appearance came in the heavy Anzac Day defeat to Melbourne, pushing League Sow onto the extended bench alongside Carl Lawton, Blake Ashford and Mason Lino. The Warriors head into the clash against the 7th-placed Broncos with identical 10-6 records, although the Wayne Bennett-coached side are riding a 3-game winning streak. The last 10 encounters between the clubs have been split 5-5, but the Broncos hold a 14-5 head-to-head advantage in Brisbane, with the Warriors' last win at Suncorp Stadium back in 2013. I know Wayne and I know the individuals there. They're a good footy club, said Kearney, who was an assistant coach at Brisbane before taking charge at Mount Smart last year. They're always there or thereabouts and presents a wonderful challenge for us on Sunday. Warriors, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, C. David Fusilier, Peter Hiku, Solomon Kata, Gerard Beale, Blake Green, Sean Johnson, James Gavitt, Isaac Luke, Ignatius Passy, Isaiah Papali'i, Simon Mannering, Adam Blair, Interchange, Jazz Tevaga, Chris Satai, Joseph Vuna, Anthony Gelling, League Sow, Carl Lawton, Blake Ashford, Mason Lino. Stuff promoted, stories recommended by